Burlington, Vermont, maybe not just as overtly as in the South or in the middle of the country, but it is here. And we have to fight against it every chance we get. If your feminism does not fight for everyone, it is nothing. It is We need to get out of our bubble and stop just talking to people who we agree with and sharing posts on Facebook with people who we agree with. We need to talk to everyone and look inside ourselves, because racism and sexism are everywhere, and just because of your political affiliation or who you are does not mean you are immune to it. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. My name is Rose, and I am privileged. I am white, and I don't know what it's like to walk around and be afraid to be in my skin color, but I am a woman, and I know what it's like to walk around and be afraid because of my gender. I woke up on Wednesday terrified. This is why I'm going to this rally, for this generation, for the future, because I'm a millennial, and I'm 18, and in the future, I can make a difference. I can come to more of these. I can get my friends involved. I can be educated, and I can help educate those around me. That's what I can do. I am not powerless. I'm not hopeless. I'm not going to give up. And I hope that none of you will either. Thank you very much.
Can everyone hear me? Yeah. All right. My name's Colin. I'm a 20-year-old student from Champlain College. And I am very upset, not just by Donald Trump, but by his entire election. Still, on Tuesday, I went to sleep and I had a lot of hope. Both me and my sister had hope. We both thought for sure Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. So when I woke up on Wednesday, I was absolutely shocked. I woke up to one of the saddest days I've ever had in Burlington, Vermont. Everyone around was really sad. I even cried at one point. Still, the saddest thing I saw that day was when I went on Facebook and I looked at my sister's first Facebook post that day. She is a very nice girl. She never swears. And the first words I saw were, "Fuck this racist bigot who just became our president." But yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't feel any hatred. In I really care about each and every one of you. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your sexuality. I don't even care about your sex. So if any of you need my help at all with anything, just find me on Facebook. My name is Colin Cochran. And I want to say one more thing. Hey, do not let hatred consume you, and never, ever lose hope.
I don't want to feel it up here. Come on.
I got a flag.
Come. Yes, please. Yay, thank you.
Millennials, take out your damn phone.
Can you hear me? I recently moved to Burlington to come here to go to the great university, the University of Vermont, for a graduate program. I've only been teaching for a few months now. I consider myself an educator. That is what I want to do. I want to reach out to the youth and to people to help them cultivate the kind of thing we see when we look at an electoral map that is largely blue when people from 18 to 25 are voting. And as an educator, I want to apologize on behalf of the generations that we let down. At my last class, I have a puppy, and he is a pug puppy, and I brought him to my class, and I gave him to each student and told them whoever has the dog has the floor. And I gave them the chance to speak out about how they are feeling. And I learned something as an educator, but I learned something as a person. That here in Burlington, in Vermont, in this democratic state, we aren't free from these atrocities. And people have direct effects to their family. One student afraid that their cousin will be deported. Another afraid because she doesn't happen to have the same skin color as her family and fears for them. A friend from my undergraduate who tells me that a guy is trolling him because he is a gay Dominican immigrant and telling them he cannot wait to see him shot on television by the police. And I won't stand for that, and I know that you won't stand for that, but we need to do something more. My friend told me the day that we stood crying in my office, that next morning, Tuesday after the election, and he said, if anything else, if nothing else, we can no longer afford to have armchair activism. We can no longer afford to sit on our couches and to post, and yes, we get our voices out on media. Don't ever get that wrong. But it's time for a next step. And I appreciate those of you who have come up and spoken to me about how those next steps can be taken. Because I am new here. I have just recently moved here. And so, yes, I want to know about things like the NAACP in this community. Because I want to know how I can step out, how I can get off my ass and make a difference and change this for the better and for the children who I have to look at and apologize to, who didn't have this opportunity to have a say. That 15-year-olds that are coming up here, I'm sorry, and we will make it better.
So I'm just jumping back on really quick because I had something I wanted to add for all the women and for people who have gone through experience of sexual assault. And I just have a lot of feelings about this because I was sexually assaulted when I was 16. And that is something that I will have to live with because some person did not think about how I would feel. And we have just elected a man who has bragged about grabbing women by the pussy. He has bragged about his sexual assault, and he has never apologized. And I feel very scared, but I see so many people around here, and so many strong women, and so many strong men, and people of all different groups, and everyone coming together, and I am so thankful of that. So thank you.
Can you hear me? Hi everybody, I'm Felicia Kornblue. I'm a 50-year-old college professor and I'm proud to be here with all of you. I wasn't going to say this, but piggybacking on what just was said, okay. Oh, there we go. In the spirit of the speakout from the 1970s feminist movement, which I teach about in my classes, I want to say I too am a survivor. There was a time right after I graduated from college, I was living in a group house, and I got drunk at a party, and I was walking a guy around my house, and he pushed me into my room and pushed me in my bed, and I blacked out, the only time I've ever blacked out in my life, and and I woke up and he was gone, and it was pretty awful. There were times when I've been working and men have grabbed me and pulled me to their bodies without my consent, and I didn't do a damn thing about it because I didn't feel like I could, and I didn't even have a name for it. So this is the kind of America that Donald Trump endorses, that he stands for. This is the kind of world that the people who voted for him don't seem to mind if we have. And we got to do something about it, everybody. We got to really do something about it. I'm a college professor, but I'm also a big Jew. And I'm a big lesbian. A proud lesbian. And I'm a big trade unionist and a union activist. And I write about the history of disability and poverty and African Americans in the United States. And I gotta tell you, those of you who say Donald Trump isn't coming for me, he is coming for you. He's coming for all of us. And we all have a stake in this. How many of you are part of unions? How many of you have a union? Right? Only like 5 people? The trade union movement in the last 50 years has been decimated in America. Newt Gingrich, who may be our next Secretary of State, has said that job one is getting rid of the last bunch of us. The last bunch of us that have the protection of a union, like those of us who are members of United Academics at UVM. We can't let that happen. Public employee unions are one of our last vestiges of strength and alternative to the kind of government that Donald Trump wants to create for us. Also, those of you who are students and faculty members, our academic freedom is at stake. These are not people who want to support us in our culture of critical dissent, in our culture of taking things the complex way, in our culture of looking for footnotes and evidence and truth. They do not stand for that, and they are going to do everything they can to shut us down and shut us up, and we got to be ready to fight back.
Hey, can everyone hear me?
Hey, my name's Izzy.
And this is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life, and I'm sure you can all relate to that. And I want to say there are a lot of people out there who are trying to shut us up and are trying to shame us for being politically correct, because to them that's a bad thing, but that's okay. It's okay to respect people. It's okay to say that Black Lives Matter. And it's okay to be offended when a swastika is spray painted on something, or when someone is bullied for being Mexican. It's okay. Don't let them shut you up. And stand up for yourself. And don't let them make fun of you for having quote-unquote liberal tears. Yeah, we can cry. Yeah, we can be upset, okay? I'm Jewish and I'm really fucking upset. And I'm a woman and I'm really fucking upset, okay? Yeah. And yeah, I'll cry if I want to. And don't let them shut you up, because you can whine, and that's how change is made, okay? And you can post on Facebook and say how upset you are. Don't let them quiet you down. They're trying to do it on purpose, and they're trying
to make you feel guilty, and there's no excuse for voting for this man, and never, ever, ever forget that. And never be quiet. Hi again. I wanted to add one thing that I forgot earlier. There's this quote that has governed a lot of how I think over the years by Desmond Tutu, and it says, "If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor." Don't be neutral. Don't choose the side of the oppressor. Complain. Complain a lot and do something about it.
We're millennials, we're good at it, right? Yeah.
So you just hold down the talk button and talk right into the right. Yeah. Your side's upside down.
Can you hear me? Yes. All right. I want to say that my vote on Tuesday was a commitment to work toward change. That's how I saw my vote going in there. And I'm here because I want my children to grow up in a world where they will have financial security, economic security, physical security, emotional security. This is all tied together. I want to remind us the name of the title of this rally. Thank you for organizing it. Is Love Trumps Hate. And I want my children to feel that everyone they grow up with can be loved and secure in this country. So, love is a really hard job, even when your family, even when you have the same beliefs. Love is a hard job, and it's especially hard under an autocracy. And we have just, in this country, elected an autocrat. I can't personally express or articulate what that means. And so I'm going to share someone else's views about how to express our love under an autocracy, which is actually titled Autocracy Rules for Survival. And this is from Masha Gessen. It's in the New York Review of Books. Check it out. Number 1 rule, believe the autocrat. He means what he says. He's going to do what he says. 2, do not be taken in by small signs of normalcy. 3, institutions will not save you. They are as vulnerable as you are. 4, be outraged all the time. People will find it tired. People will say, give it up. People will say, just get over it. And you have to be brave enough to be outraged all the time. 5, don't make compromises. This is not an administration that you can work with. And 6, remember the future. We've heard this before. The young people are going to be the demographic majority soon enough, and we need to remember that and have hope and keep our work focused on that. So thank you.
Can you hear me? So my name is Jeanette Basavius. I work in Burlington. I'm a mental health counselor and a substance abuse counselor. I'm also an activist and a spiritual warrior. I'm so heartened to see so many people here, behind me, and in front of me and all around. I went to a vigil on Wednesday evening at the Unitarian Church after work, and I was so proud to live in this community. I love our community. I'm proud to live here and to have you young millennials in back of me and around me. I'm just so heartened. People of all ages and colors gonna change this world together. Change this world together. Never turning back. Never turning back. So I invite you to connect with your hearts. Connect with your beliefs. We can do this together. We are not alone. I commit to keep standing up for the rights of everyone. And I invite you, and I ask you to do the same. And I ask that we not forget about the indigenous people at Standing Rock. It might be easy to forget right now, but there's not much time left. So I really encourage you to keep taking action, to make phone calls, to go there, to speak up for Mother Earth and the indigenous people. The time is now. Let's keep moving forward.
Anybody else? No? Yeah?
Okay, can people hear me? Okay, I'm a little nervous. I hate public speaking.
Well, me too. We all do group projects.
So I'm a trans, queer, mentally ill individual, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. This morning I got out of bed and I told my girlfriend I was coming here, and she begged me not to because she couldn't be here and she's afraid. Sorry. I just want to thank the people that are here for giving me bravery, for giving her bravery, for making me feel safe in this place that I've called my home my whole life. I come from Castleton University, and there's been some pretty horrible things going on there the past couple days. In the past 2 nights, there's been 2 attacks on 2 different women. After I've been going there for 3 years, and it's never happened before. And it's just a scary time, and I just want to thank you people for coming out, for being supportive, for making your voices heard, for giving me courage to make my voice heard. I just thank you.
Just a quick thing, there will be some people who are opposed to this event today around here. So just please make sure that, buddy system on your way out, okay, kiddos?
Okay, so I know for a lot of people in my community, in LGBTQ and Jewish communities and mentally ill communities, a lot of people were really suicidal as the election happened. And I just want to say to people, some people are saying to live for spite because we all know Trump doesn't really want us to live, and that's one way, but I think we need to work towards living for something more than that. And I think that they are there and we are here. And that's one thing, and it's things to support people. And I think just really reach out to your friends who are struggling right now, because we need to take care of each other now. And it's not just attacks from the outside. Those are horrible, and they're from the inside too. So just everyone take care of each other.
Hello, it's great to see so many young folks here. I'm a kind of 60s veteran. So this is nothing new, folks. Back in 1969, 70, 71 in Berkeley, the police walked 4 abreast. Bombs were going off in universities. It was a very, very, very polarized place. And it's getting that way again. So don't get too sad, but just embrace the struggle. There's a big rally on January 21st, the Million Woman March. And if you're scared, about what might come down in terms of women's health and women's rights, go there and get some bail money together. Be prepared for civil disobedience on a mass level. I mean, we're living in a little bubble here, really, compared to the cities, compared to the Midwest, compared to the states that voted for Trump. The white working class that doesn't have any work doesn't know what to do. They really don't know what to do. So we have to really be prepared to take mass movements and to go to jail and to practice, hopefully, nonviolence civil disobedience, because it's getting back to how it has been here, where we were so alienated from our government. They were like alien Martians, and we were beasts dancing and making art in the warehouses and rattling the fence as much as we could. And then it changed, and we got hopeful, and then our hope has gone away, so we're sad. But just get strong, get your bail money together, go to Washington, go to Chicago. Don't hide out in the People's Republic of Vermont. I mean, go to the rest of the world, the rest of America, because it really needs your action.
On Tuesday night, when I was watching the results come in,
I've been interested for many years in what a general strike would look like, shutting down the system, and also what an economic strike could look like, because that seems to be what people care about who are currently in control. So I just want to put that out there as an idea. You know, a lot of, we're talking about the unions going down the drain and stuff like that. Many, many countries, made major change through general strike. Like, that's what happened. They shut things down. So I just want people to start thinking about that idea. Thanks.
Hello. Trump wants to put a climate change denier as head of the EPA. What the fuck? We have worked so hard to come this far, and we really haven't changed at all. And he wants to bring that all backwards and give more money to the oil companies and to the coal companies. This earth is dying, and we can't let that happen. This earth is dying, and we can't let that happen. We need to stand with Standing Rock and let people know that we care about the future generations and about this planet, because it is a lot bigger than America. This planet is being affected by this country more than ever, and we need to make changes now. This is not okay.
Hi everyone. My name's Annabelle Sosa. I'm a junior at University of Vermont. I'm a junior at University of Vermont. My name is Annabelle Sosa. And there's a lot of things that I was contemplating to say up here, but I'll be brief. I'm a Jewish Latina. My dad immigrated to the States in 1983 from Argentina. And talking to him through text yesterday, the only thing he could say was to not run. He said to stay exactly where we are, and just the last thing that we should be doing is fleeing. And when you look back on this, we're just a brief moment in history, and this has happened over and over again. We are just going through this historical cycle, and there have been hundreds, if not, there have been thousands of political injustices that have happened globally, and we can't ignore that. And I think it's a shame what's happening right now, but I am so proud to be able to have this opportunity to stand up with my friends and my loved ones and talk about this issue. This conversation needs to surface. And if there's one thing that I could say to Donald Trump, it would be to prove me wrong, to prove all of us wrong.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay. The first thing I want to say is, if you're afraid, they've already won. Don't be afraid. There's no reason to be afraid. You're all here together. We're all here together. Obama is still president right now. Change has happened. So don't be afraid. If you're afraid, they won. Don't let them win. Now is the time to ask questions. This is great. This is amazing that all these people are here. Where are the older people? Where is everybody? Where are your teachers and your leaders? Good. Bring everybody. This is the time to ask questions. This is the time to keep asking them. This is the time to not be quiet. Don't be afraid.
Remember the Holocaust.
Remember what's already happened. Everybody just let Hitler rise to power. Everybody just watched. Eventually, they said, it's not going to happen. You have to stand up. You have to talk. You have to become active. Don't be afraid. Don't let them win. Trump hate. Love Trump's hate. Say it. Love Trump's hate.
Love Trump's hate. Love Trump's hate. Love Trump's hate.
Don't be quiet. Keep saying it. You gotta be as loud as you can. Let's say it one more time. You want to say it so loud that everybody sitting in their cars, shopping, can hear you. This country runs on money.
You gotta hit him where it hurts. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Let's say it one more time.
Love trumps hate! Love trumps hate! Love trumps hate!
Is this work? Hello? Can you all hear me? All right. I wrote this Wednesday. I'm not really a good speaker, so I usually take my emotions and write them down. And I'm really nervous. I'm not a good public speaker. This is gonna be, it's long, so like, would you guys bear with me? And it summarizes a lot of how I feel, so like, I'm gonna share it with you and like remind you, it was written Wednesday. Today, a woman has broken my heart, and a man has pulverized it to pieces. I woke this morning aloof. There's something foreboding about a dreamless sleep, when even the subconscious mind takes a step back, unable to process the nightmares of a waking reality. The sound of running water in the next room sobered me up. I sprinted to the kitchen to hear the results of an election monumental in value. My roommate stared at me blankly. She had no words. How do you break this news to someone you love? Finally, she said the words, "Trump is our next president." In that moment, I felt the ground ripped from beneath me, the air squeezed from my lungs, a heart unable to beat on. The physical manifestations of emotional pain too immense to bear. What am I gonna do? Cry. As a woman, I cry because I cannot walk to or from school without experiencing some form of sexual harassment at least once. An older man whistling at me, a younger man honking at me. I cry because men like Donald Trump tell me I am nothing more than a toy to be used at their disposal whenever they see fit, and teach other men to do the same. I cry because I can never leave the house without a can of pepper spray. I live in constant fear, always aware of my surroundings and wary of every passerby. I cry because my autonomy in regards to my body is being questioned in public forums, as if men and women I've never met before could possibly know what's best for me. My body, my life. As the daughter of an immigrant, I cry because I know what it is to be other, to have your culture misconstrued, your worth boiled down to DNA. I've seen people tear my mother to pieces because her accent is too difficult to understand. Shop owners accusing her of stealing simply because she opted to speak in her native tongue while in their presence, as if this was reason enough to assume she had something to hide. I cry because the illegal immigrants in my community could not be any further from criminals or rapists. They are more than just hard workers. They are selfless mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters, just trying to make a better life for their children and loved ones. They weren't lucky enough to be born with the privileges in which many of us indulge. I cry because refugees living in complete and utter terror, fearing their lives, the lives of their children and families may be taken at any moment. Human beings in need of a safe place to lay their heads at night will be barred from our country and all its ample resources simply because 1 in 10,000 could, emphasis on could possibly be a terrorist in disguise. So instead we bar them from our land, send them away with no place to go, fending for themselves in an unforgiving, unwelcoming world where horror follows them everywhere they go. As an environmentalist, I cry because money and greed continue to hold more weight than the well-being of our planet and all its inhabitants. I cry because our planet as we know it will cease to exist if people like Donald Trump do not wake up and take responsibility for their actions. Human impact on the environment is not a hard concept to understand, and is most definitely not a conspiracy theory.
take a moment to consider the following. There are certain things you, as a human being, would not consume because it would harm your body or possibly kill you. You wouldn't drink oil, bleach, or eat plastic because it would have detrimental effects to your health. So how can you sit there and say that pollution has no effect on the health of our planet? Natural systems are often self-regulating, working in feedback loops to find balance. Everything we do has a consequence. We are not exempt just because we refuse to acknowledge this fact. I cry because my children and theirs after will read about coral reefs, polar bears, orangutans, and the rainforest as if they were the stuff of fairy tales. I cry because time is running out and so few are taking this seriously. As a human being with a conscience who values empathy above all else, I cry for all my brothers and sisters in the Black community, the Muslim community, the LGBTQ community, every minority personally targeted by Donald Trump. I hear you. I feel your pain, your anger, your fear. I am with you. I will stand by you. You matter. Our diversity is our greatest strength, acceptance our greatest power. I cry because people like Donald Trump propagate racism and discrimination as valid responses to cultural misconceptions. Because he doesn't understand you, he fears you. He blames you for that fear and encourages others to do the same. For Hillary Clinton, a woman I do not particularly agree with on several matters, I cry because this was not fair. You are fighting against an inexperienced TV personality with a track record of running his mouth and hands in places they do not belong. In a normal world, this would not have even been a fight. But alas, you are not judged on your abilities, but rather your outfit choices, your husband's indiscretions, and some damn emails the FBI deemed unworthy of criminal charges. You did not deserve this. A woman of your skill deserved a worthy opponent. And I'm so sorry for all the hate and misogyny you've endured this election season. Today I mourned. My swollen eyes, dejected spirit, and weak limbs just couldn't bear it. My country, in all her glory, let me down today. But as I pick up the pieces of my downtrodden heart and try to make sense of this great tragedy, I remember that healing is a byproduct of love and care, of hope and faith. Donald Trump may have won the presidency, but he has not beaten me. Who I am, what I stand for, and I don't plan on letting him take anything more than me from he already has. So today, I mourn, but tomorrow, I fight. Thank you.